Well man, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Last fall I bought 5 MacBooks for $135 and said that I was gonna flip them. And well, I did it, fam.
Mission accomplished. Good work.
The 2 MacBooks that were completed at the end of the video sold for $150 each, so I did make my money back, but I've still got 3 of these MacBooks sitting in my closet that need repairs. As for the gaming laptop that I mentioned, I got actually another computer coming in, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a flip. I'm sorry that I never turned that into a video. Truthfully, there wasn't much of a project to it. I just doubled the RAM and threw in a couple of SSDs and, well, decided not to sell it because I've gotten a hell of a lot of use out of it. And as a result, I ended up giving the $100 Project Lenovo laptop to my girlfriend. Anyways, I thought I had enough parts to get one more of these MacBooks running. So then I began the lengthy process of taking the motherboard out of the old MacBook and swapping it over into the new palm rest and swapping everything else with it, you know, all that good stuff. And once everything was moved into its new home, it was time to power the MacBook up. So I thought. Turns out when I went to go fire it up, nothing. I was kind of surprised, so, I flipped the MacBook back over and opened it back up, decided to check all the connections, made sure everything was plugged in, all that stuff. So I decided to try powering it back on again. And once again, nothing. If you watched my very first project video, I had bought a parts MacBook that said it did not power on in the eBay ad, and when I got it, well, I thought I had confirmed that. So I began harvesting its parts like a black market organ thief to get what I needed, and only really used the LCD. So I was left with a box of parts and a dead motherboard that would sit in the closet till I eventually got more MacBooks to use the parts. And when I realized that 3 of the 5 MacBooks that I had bought needed keyboards, I figured it was an opportune time to get rid of the keyboard and palm rest that I had sitting in the closet. I was sitting there stumped and confused before realizing the replacement keyboard had a bad power button. So I thought, what if that dead motherboard wasn't actually a dead motherboard, and that computer that I had torn apart for my very first video was actually a working computer? So I tried it, and holy shit, it works. No way. But anyways, back to the other MacBook. So I figured, well, the power button doesn't work, but does the rest of the keyboard? And well, no, it did not. It turned out that this was the most screwed up keyboard out of all of them that I owned. It must have been liquid damaged or something, because like half of the keys don't work, and some of them you push it and like 5 other characters get entered in, and some of them work normally, but it's just a dysfunctional mess. And I pretty much felt like I had wasted my time after I'd done all this. And at that point I pretty much decided to give up on it until I could get the parts or the money to fix it. I recently lost my job and don't really have the money to buy a lot of this stuff. So now I'm left with the 3 other MacBooks that still need various parts, as well as the mysterious 4th MacBook, which I could build with the newly discovered living motherboard and some leftover parts. Or maybe I could do something else creative and stick the motherboard in like a toaster or something. Anyways, stick around for the next video, check out the previous one, remember to subscribe and leave a like. Thanks for watching.